That was a little awkward. Okay. Hello, my name is Parker Tighe, and I, for a living, I don't have a job here. Any job havers? Anyone here have a job? Is that jobs cool? I have a job. For a job, I give tours at the Grand Canyon, right? Right. Big fans of the Grand Canyon over here. Okay. So the other day, I'm giving a tour, and there's this lady on my tour bus who slips and breaks her ankle out there. Now, guys, the Grand Canyon, for those that don't know, it's a little bit of a rural area. Like, there are no hospitals at the Grand Canyon. So me, being her tour guide, I took the responsibility of calling in for a medevac helicopter to come and pick her up. Now, when the medevac helicopter arrives, come to find out, they only have room for the patient and the EMTs. So her husband couldn't go on the helicopter with her. He had to ride back home on the tour bus with me without his wife. Happiest guy I have ever seen in my entire life. Guys, he tipped me $100 as she was being loaded onto the helicopter. He very well could have pushed her, guys. I don't know what to... I really don't know what to think anymore. But I kind of had a bad day at work recently. Any of my fellow job havers, did you guys have a bad day at work recently? Woo? What happened? Now they got all fucking quiet. Maybe they lied about having a job. We got a bunch of... How do you afford comedy club tickets, sir?
I work for UPS.
Okay, did anything bad happen at UPS recently?
Dog bites.
Dog? You got bit by a dog? See, I always thought dogs just hated the mailman. It's also the UPS man, apparently. Okay. So you got bit by a dog. That's pretty good. I'm going to be honest, guys. It really doesn't matter what happened to any of you, because I'm going to do the same joke regardless. So I had a bad day at work recently. You guys want to know what happened to me? My bad day at work at the Grand Canyon. I watched somebody jump off it. Yeah, top that. Hey guys, I don't know if thinking this makes me a bad person, but when I saw this guy jump off, the only thing that was going through my mind was, well, probably not going to do so hot on tips today. And I didn't. Now, like I said, I don't know if thinking that makes me a bad person, but this next thing I'm going to say definitely does. So I am once again giving a tour at the Grand Canyon. A lot of these are Grand Canyon themed. So I'm giving a tour, right? And someone in my tour group, I kid you not, was a blind guy. Yeah. Now, the Grand Canyon. For those that don't know, it's a heavily visual experience. All right, so now that we've all laughed at that, I feel like I can tell you, it was a blind child. You're laughing at a blind child, you sick fucks. His parents, they come up to me, they go, he's always wanted to see the Grand Canyon. Yeah, I bet. Guys, this tour costs $150. 150 times 3, family of 3, right? 150 times 3. That's an amount of money. Who's to say how much it is? But it's a lot of money, right? Now, guys, if I had a blind child, like if I was entrusted with a blind child, and he wanted to see the Grand Canyon, I'm not paying a mystery amount of money to take this kid on a tour. I just drive him anywhere quiet. Tell him to watch his step every now and again. How's he gonna know the difference? Poke one hole in that. Guys, not only did they pay an amount of money to go on this tour, but I was their tour guide. Me. We spent about 5 hours in the bus throughout the day. I have a microphone. I tell jokes about the Grand Canyon the entire 5 hours. Could you imagine 5 hours of this? So your blind child could see the Grand Canyon. And also you paid $150 for it. Guys, 5 hours of comedy, no wonder that guy killed himself. That was a lot of build-up for that. Thanks for sticking with me. Okay, but guys, the best part about being a tour guide is that there is a little website called tripadvisor.com where people leave detailed reviews about how much they liked me. So this review is from a gentleman called Sam Anti-Yo-W. That is his username on tripadvisor.com. This is his one and only contribution to tripadvisor.com. He made this account to leave the following review. The review is titled, "Terrible, in parentheses, don't recommend." So we're not off to a great start. Now the body of the review, the body is, the first word is bruh. Spelled B-R-U-H, bruh. He goes, "Bruh, I was on the bus and I smelt weed. Now, upon reading the review for the first time, got a little nervous right there. I have been known to smoke weed on the tour from time to time." But he goes on to say, "I went to investigate and I saw Carlos is the bus driver. He goes, I saw Carlos smoking dope, laughing, crying emoji, 2 prayer hand emojis. But I was not off the hook just quite yet." He goes on to say, "Parker was in the bathroom at the back and I could hear aggressive, but aggressive is spelled A-G-R-R-E-S-I-V-R. It's not how you spell aggressive. He said, I could hear aggressive beating noises and moans bruh. Skull face emoji. Now, I know we just met. But I think, can we all agree that I was not masturbating on the tour? I shouldn't have to prove that, I don't feel like. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I was doing, but I was not masturbating on the tour. But guys, the best part about this review is that it was 4 out of 5 stars. What would I have had to do to earn a 1-star review? Would I have had to masturbate with the door open? Anyways, guys, a lot of comedians will try to sell you merchandise after the show. I'm selling tours to the Grand Canyon. They are $150. Also, I have these pens. These are souvenir pens from the Hoover Dam. I was out of Grand Canyon pens. These pens are from the Hoover Dam. And then also, if you don't want to go to the Grand Canyon, but you want people to think you went to the Grand Canyon, I have a legally binding certificate that says you went to the Grand Canyon today. So I'm originally from Las Vegas. Any fantastic Nevada graduates in the? Well, that's not very inclusive. Nevada attendance in the room? There we go. Much larger applause. There we go. Fantastic, guys. A lot of people, they have mean things to say about the schools here in the Silver State. I got a little defensive, so I went and Googled. How bad are the schools in Nevada? You like to prove that we were doing all right, right? And then according to the internet, it says that Nevada, when compared to all the other states in these United States, it ranks 49th in education. The internet says that. And guys, I immediately knew that was complete bullshit. Because I was taught there are only 48 states. So that is impossible. Do you guys like impressions? I'm going to do one regardless. So this is an impression of a comedian from prehistoric times, okay? This is a comedian from prehistoric times. Man, bitches be gathering. So that side of the room did actually go to school here. That's just a temperature check joke. Do you guys believe in God? Yeah? I actually happen to know for a fact that God is real. I once had a prayer come true, guys. So when I was a kid, I had this teacher I didn't like. Her name was Mrs. Richards. She was a real bitch, so we would call her Mrs. Bitchards. It was very clever of us, right? Guys, I'm gonna be totally honest. We weren't that. I made up Bitchards like a week ago. We used to just call her Mrs. Dix. It wasn't really that clever at all. So anyways, I didn't want to go to her class, right? So the night before I had to go to her class, I prayed to God that we'd have a sub the next day at school, right? And the next day I go to school, my prayer had been answered. She didn't go to school that day. Now, later I found out that that night, Mrs. Richards had been murdered. Yeah, she had been murdered by her ex. Yeah, she was the lady with the helicopter. Shut the fuck up. Well, I don't feel like you guys deserve the end of that joke anymore. Never mind. So I don't know how you guys got here tonight, but I drove here in my car. Any car drivers in the room tonight? Yeah, you guys drove your cars here, right? Cool. Well, I drove here in a car, right? When I was driving here, I saw this bumper sticker on a car next to me, and it said, "Abuse an animal, go to jail." Thought that was a weird place for a to-do list. No, but I kept driving here, right? Kept driving here, and I saw this homeless guy. He had a cardboard sign, and the sign read, "Haven't eaten in 3 days." And what I want to know is, how often does he have to get a new sign? Every day. So I kept driving here, right? And I go through a school zone. I'm not a big fan of these school zones. myself, who decided that 25 miles an hour is the proper speed to hit a child at with a moving vehicle? Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, some of these school zones nowadays, they're 15 miles an hour, right? Well, that's because the kids that live there, they're just a little bit slower, guys. Just a little bit slower. No, but I kept driving here, right? Kept driving here, and I got pulled over for, of all things, kidnapping. Can you believe this, guys? So this is a true story. It didn't happen tonight. I'll tell you the story, but I want to start with the story with that I didn't do it. That's where I want to start the story. So I'm driving down the street, and there's a female friend of mine sitting in the passenger seat of the car. Like, consensually. Like, I just want to make sure, like, we're still on the same page here, okay? Like, she's consensually sitting in the passenger seat of my car. And there's a cop behind us. And she thinks that it would be hilarious to roll down my window. It's one of those crank windows. The story is from 1995. So she's rolling down this window, right? And she puts her arm out the window and then flags down the cop as if she's being kidnapped. So I get pulled over. And the cop pulls me out and he goes, "Hey, did you kidnap this young lady right here?" And like, I really wanted to say no. But that is exactly what a kidnapper would say. So, like, I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. But like, eventually she fesses up. She says, "Oh, he didn't kidnap me." And then, I go on my merry way. Guys, I got really lucky there. That could have gone really, really bad for me. If that girl in the trunk had made any noise, that could have been absolutely terrible. Well, guys, after all this time we've spent together, you're probably thinking, well, this guy's probably got a lot of really well-informed political opinions. And I sure would love to hear them said into a microphone. If you wish. Political statement number 1. Guys, there is an election coming up sometime soon. Make sure you vote as many times as you can. Political statement number 2. The Queen of England dying. Well, that just pissed me right off. It pissed me right off, guys. Because after the Queen died, I saw a bunch of American flags at half-mast for the Queen's death. Now, I don't know if there are any history aficionados here tonight. But I thought we didn't like her. If anything, those flags should be 1,776 feet higher up in the goddamn air, everybody. And that's right, feet, not meters, because this is America. All right. Political statement number 3. Michael Jackson got so famous that he became white. The last time that happened was Jesus Christ. You guys know Jesus Christ, right? Like of Nazareth? Well, guys, I think that's just about my time. Bye. Thank you. Come say hi after the show. Keep it going for Kitty.
Give it up for Parker Tighe, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Before I bring up your headliner, I just want to remind you, like, our servers are working really hard for you, so please support them, take care of them, because they're going to take care of you. Now, are you guys ready for your headliner tonight? All right. You've seen her on, she's worked on Impractical Jokers, and she's got the This Bitch podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Kim Congdon.